Would you survive an active shooter event? What would happen if you were at the store shopping for groceries and a shooter came in to attack that store? Would you know what to do? In today's world, it's unfortunate that we have to prepare for an event like an active shooter, but the truth is you could find yourself at the grocery store or at the mall or at the movie theater and an active shooter situation presents itself. The question is, would you be prepared to respond to it? I've come up with an acronym that will help you in an active shooter situation. It's easy. It's called L.I.F.E. L-I-F-E. L stands for look for exits and positions of advantage. So anywhere you go into any building, you should know where the exits are. You should know where alternative exits are. What I mean by alternative exits would be like a window or something that you can breach, make it through that is not a clearly identified exit. Positions of advantage also can change depending on where you're at. If I have distance and I'm armed, then I want that distance. If I don't have a weapon with me, then I might want to be close to the entry point of where that shooter would be so that I can actually take action and fight back if I need to. So positions of advantage can change depending on the situation itself. Make sure you always know where the exits are and make sure you're thinking about things that can put yourself in an advantageous position. I stands for identify suspicious behavior. Always be looking, be situationally aware. Don't be paranoid, but be prepared for the situation. We interview a lot of active shooter victims, and a lot of them will report that they heard something that was alarming, such as I heard something that sounded like a gunshot, but I thought it was someone chopping wood, because the normalcy bias will tell you that the sound of chopping wood is more normal than somebody showing up at your school trying to commit mass murder. When you identify something suspicious, then act on it. In the Aurora, Colorado shooting, there's a shooter that entered the theater during the opening night of The Dark Knight Rises. He had a mask on, had a throat protector, had a duffel bag full of weapons. People reported that they saw him, but they actually didn't report it because they thought he was in a costume. Well, the worst thing you can do is not report it. If you call the police and they show up and the guy's just in a costume, then no harm's done. You don't call the police and the guy's there to commit mass murder, then there's a lot of harm done. So make sure you identify suspicious behavior and then act on it. F stands for fight. There may come a time in an active shooter situation that you have to fight back. The worst thing that you can do is hide. The thing that you have to realize is that these people are there to hurt you. They are not there for a hostage situation. They're not trying to get money. Their sole intent is to cause you harm. So hiding or even just cooperating with them is only going to allow them to do that more easily. So by all means, avoid the situation, barricade yourself, get out if at all possible. But there may come a time when you actually have to fight, which is why I always preach people to learn some level of self-defense, whether it be jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, something. Be fit, be strong, and be capable, have the skills that you need to protect yourself and the ones you loved in case you run into a situation like that. Remember that you can get a group of people to gang up on this shooter and overpower them pretty easily. It really only takes one person to act, and usually people will come along and help do that. E, the last letter, is emergency aid. It is so important for people to know the basics of emergency aid. Everyone should know how to apply a tourniquet. They should know how to stop bleeding, use pressure points. Even wound packing is extremely important. Very, very simple to learn, very easy to learn in a very short amount of time, and literally could save your life. And that's beyond even an active shooter. You could get in a wreck and need to know how to stop bleeding somehow. So look for some training, find a local company that puts on these trainings, and go and get it for you and your family so that in the situation that arises, you're prepared. Make sure you also carry the necessary equipment. Carry around a tourniquet. Carry around things that would help you to stop bleeding. At least have the knowledge of how to do those things. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to communicate is to have a plan so that you can increase your survival. If you don't have a plan, the chances of you surviving the incident are decreased. So make sure you have a plan so that you and your loved ones will survive that event. Remember, acronym is L.I.F.E. L-I-F-E. Don't forget it. Seek training and do what you need to do to protect the ones you love. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching the show, guys. As always, make sure you subscribe for future content. And if you like this content, make sure you comment below any other topics you would like me to cover. I'm Sean Kennard. Remember, violence is a virtue.